Further in the story about the two little dogs and Ezekiel's legal troubles and the rent and a blah blah realty, which I think is a cute made-up name for whatever realty company that he's really contending with. Another Letter on My Door is the title of this. Ezekiel Kralin wrote. Email correspondence, May 19th to the 21st, last year. Subject, I now have a pterodactyl cursor. Date, May 19. Only from my Firefox browser, but I use that app far more than any other. Would have been the highlight of my day. Well, either that or securing my 2 USB hubs and the external hard drives to the bottom of my desk riser top with Velcro strips, thus freeing up more space on my workstation. But for Deke and Pup's arrival mid-afternoon, it went great. I fed the pups while he went off somewhere for 15 minutes or so. While I was sitting, the angels, some young women came up and offered me 2 boxed dinners. I didn't open them, just passed them on to Deke once he returned a short while later. See, Deke? I declared upon handing him the victuals still in their brown paper bag with those twine handles I remember from childhood. You asked for $5. I said no, and you wound up getting over $20 in a delicious double repast. Upon opening the first box, it looked like the grub was from the Mediterranean cafe around the corner. Juicy, plump drumsticks and a savory red sauce, pilaf salad, home fries. As soon as he scooped his fingers into the treasure with gusto, I procured 4 GWs and quarters from my pocket and placed them on his cross-legged lap. He grinned at me with sauce around his mouth, said, "Hey, thanks, I didn't expect that. You've already gotten your full month's allowance 2 weeks ago," I admonished with a wag of my index finger. So do not ask me for $5 every time you drop by, please. But I fear Watson. He is now likely to visit more often just for the sake of the moolah, since I caved in today and put the thought in his head in the first place. The dogs were disappointed their master didn't share, and I'm glad he didn't, but I soon distracted them by bringing down their own duck breast and milk bone treats. I hanged with them for almost an hour, enjoying the mutt's company with Lucky zonked out on my lap and his sister stretched snugly beside me. Of course, I had already provided them with a large sheet of cardboard and a sleeping bag. Deke played the asshole for a while, blathering how homosexuality is not natural, Michael Savage is a wise man, and other nonsense he knew would irk me, as he noshed happily away. But it did not, for I realized it was another test of my emotional stability. So all I said, while scritching Lucky's belly, was, "Keep on spewing idiocy all you want. I'm not listening, and I'd much rather enjoy your darling dog's company in peace. I know you're trying to work my nerves." But he kept it up for 10 minutes more while I focused on the Brindlekin with adoring words and pats before he decided it's better to simply enjoy the lovely spring weather and friendly company, after, of course, performing his bodhisattva duty to observe my constancy or lack thereof, that is to see whether or not he could get under my skin. I obviously passed the test with flying crullers. No doubt he'll report the upbeat outcome back to headquarters, where Larkin rules. Shortly after he leaves, I mused in silence. I have no idea where it's located, but I'm sure it's somewhere nearby. Sometime later, after a few satisfied belches on his part and fussing with the contents of his granny cart, he picked up the leashes, thanked me for all I do, and wished me an excellent night. "God bless your little family, Deke, and happy trails." I matched his words in kind, feeling pleased as punch that a joyous future was secured for us all, and I sensed he felt likewise. In conclusion, Deke's raucous behavior over the years was a ruse all along to get me to where I am now, a beautiful space beyond my greatest expectations. Subject, yay, another letter on my door. Date, May 21st. Of course, I was apprehensive about opening it and not too pleased to start my day like this. Now, what is this about, I wondered, sand still in my eyes. Another 3-day notice? Deke being noisy with his boombox for a few minutes last night? A proposal from Cortez that we elope? It was neither hand-delivered with a knock on my door nor sealed in an envelope. It was simply folded in thirds and taped to my door. Attention all tenants of 9666 Market Street. In case many of you were not aware, Kevin Bond has once again taken a leave of absence from his position of building manager, and some handwritten notices have gone up by someone telling us to give him the rent checks instead. If, like myself, you have not met this Cortez Garciac, do not give the rent checks to him. Syed Ablabla has not taken it upon himself to even send us letters to let us know Cortez has been assigned as the new contact person. Let's not forget all the mounting other issues that are going on with this building. 1. No hot water most of March. 2. No elevator availability for coming up on 7 years. 3. The blood smear upon the wall just to the left of the first landing coming up the stairs from the foyer. 4. Holes in the hallway and staircase carpets that need replacing. 6. No access to the washer-dryer units that are well known to be in the building but not allowed to use by building manager. 7. Continuous bedbug/mice problems and no sign of any pest control visits to get them under control. 8. Tiles in the foyer in desperate need of being replaced. 9. Lack of communication by owners/management about when things are going to be fixed or who is actually going to be in charge with Kevin out of commission. 10. Backed up plumbing issues, toilet or sink, that take more than a day for a plumber to come and take a look at. Basically, this is just a small sampling of what's going on. I'm sure you all might have additional issues that have not been listed, and if you do, let Syed know by calling/texting him 415 and then 7 more numbers that are replaced by X's in this letter, and make your voices heard. At this moment in time, I'm calling for rent withholding by the entire building until we meet Syed face-to-face and he starts owning up to these issues, as well as getting us updates as to when, not if, when, they're going to be fixed, with a set schedule and plans to follow up on them. Make sure that even though you're withholding the rent to keep the funds in a safe account until these issues are resolved. Now, if anyone here is threatened with an eviction-type notice for not paying the rent, I assure you that the City Housing Authority, as well as the City Rent Board, are majorly aware of the issues going on here and are open to hearing more complaints come in, as well as providing a website for us to go to in order to fight any evictions. To be continued.